Do you think Hollywood scripts are dramatic? Try surviving the championship in January. Forget the cameras, forget the red carpets, and forget the jokes for a second. This is where the fairy tale either turns into a legacy or gets crushed by the sheer brutality of English football. We are talking about a club that has defied logic. 3 consecutive promotions. Read that again. 3. That is not normal. That is video game stuff. But right now, Wrexham is staring at a crossroads that could define the next decade of this club. The plan for 2026 isn't about marketing, it's about survival of the fittest in the most competitive league on the planet. Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney have put their money where their mouth is, but the checkbook is about to be tested like never before. We are looking at a squad that is performing miracles, but the cracks are starting to show if you look close enough. And if they don't fix this in January, the dream of the Premier League might just slip through their fingers. Are you ready to hear the truth about what's happening at the Racecourse? Because it's not all sunshine and rainbows. It's gritty, it's dangerous, and it's absolutely critical. Let's be honest with each other. Did you panic? Be real. When the season started and Wrexham only managed 2 wins in the first 10 games, did you think the bubble had finally burst? It looked grim. The championship is a different beast. It doesn't care about your documentary. It doesn't care about your celebrity owners. It chews you up and spits you out. We were flirting with a relegation zone. It was a wake-up call that hit harder than a hangover on a Sunday morning. The intensity, the speed, the tactical nous required at this level, it caught the Red Dragons off guard. But here is where the character of this team shines through. Phil Parkinson, the Gaffer, didn't blink. They turned it around. From the edge of the abyss to sitting comfortably in the top half of the table. That recovery tells you everything you need to know about the dressing room. They aren't just here to take part, they are here to take over. However, don't get comfortable. Comfort gets you killed in this division. Look at the table. It is absolute madness. We are talking about a league where consistency is as rare as a quiet night in Wrexham. The gap between Watford in 6th place and West Brom in 16th is just 7 points. 7 points! That is nothing. That is 2 bad weeks. 2 slip-ups and you drop 10 places. 2 great weeks and you are dreaming of Wembley. This is the chaotic environment Wrexham is living in right now. Every single point is a war, and to survive a war, you need ammunition. Do they have enough? That is the question keeping fans awake at night. Before we talk about January, we have to look at the absolute statement of intent that was the summer window. It's mind-blowing when you actually break it down. The owners didn't just dip a toe in, they did a cannonball into the transfer market. Signing Nathan Broadhead for a club record £10 million. That is not League One mentality. That is a Premier League declaration of war. That kind of money puts a target on your back. It screams, we are coming for the top. And it wasn't just the cash, it was the pedigree. Bringing in Connor Cody, a man who's captained in the Premier League, played for England, a born leader. You can't buy that kind of experience at the corner shop. Danny Ward, Kiefer Moore, these are guys who've been there, done that and bought the t-shirt. Kiefer Moore has been a revelation. Since arriving from Sheffield United, the man has been a battering ram. He gives Wrexham a focal point that defenders in this league hate dealing with. He's physical, he's nasty, and he knows where the net is. But here is the catch, and it's a big one. When you build a team around stars, you rely on those stars staying on the pitch. And that is where the anxiety starts to creep in. The Hollywood shine is great, but can it withstand the cold, rainy Tuesday nights in Stoke when bodies are flying and ligaments are snapping?
Here is the twist. Here is the thing that nobody wants to admit, but we have to. The squad is thin, dangerously thin in key areas. We are halfway through the campaign and the physical toll is mounting. The news coming out of the club regarding the January window isn't about signing another flashy superstar to sell shirts. It's about plugging holes that are threatening to sink the ship. The priority? Fullbacks. Specifically, defensive depth on the flanks. This is where it gets worrying. Issa Kabore joined from Manchester City, a massive signing on paper. High pedigree, incredible athleticism. He looked the business in red and white. But what happened? Injury. He's been sidelined. You can't play if you're in the physio room. And on the left side, it's even more frustrating. Liberato Cacace arrived from Empoli, Serie A quality. That should have been a lock. That should have been positions sorted for the next 5 years. But the reality, he's made 5 starts. 5. His last game was a 0-0 draw at Portsmouth back in early November. Since then, he's been struggling to stay fit. The man simply hasn't been able to get a run of games together. And in the Championship, if you aren't fit, you are a liability. So who steps up? The warrior himself, James McLean, the captain, the heart and soul. He has filled in admirably. He puts his body on the line every single time. But let's be brutal for a second. Can we rely on McLean to play 46 games at full intensity as a fullback in this league? It's a massive risk. If McLean goes down, who plays? Who covers? The drop-off in quality would be catastrophic. Parkinson knows this. The owners know this. This is the hook of the entire season. If they don't fix the fullback situation in January, the promotion push could collapse purely due to a lack of legs. It's that simple.
Think about Phil Parkinson's system. It relies heavily on the wide areas. The wing-backs or full-backs are the engines. They provide the width, the crosses for more, and the defensive cover when the team is under siege. Without Kabor and Kakase firing, the system loses its balance. You are asking players to play out of position, or asking older players to run until their lungs burst. That is not sustainable for a promotion push. You look at the teams around Wrexham, Watford, Leeds, Burnley. They have squads 2 players deep in every position. If their right back gets injured, they bring in an international to replace him. If Wrexham's right back gets injured right now, we are scrambling. That is why January is non-negotiable. It's not a luxury, it's an emergency. They need bodies. They need quality bodies that can slot in immediately. We aren't talking about projects for the future. We're talking about ready to fight tomorrow. The data shows that Wrexham is comfortable in the top half, but comfortable is a dangerous word. In the Championship, you are only 3 bad games away from a crisis. With the gap being so small, 7 points, a defensive injury crisis now would see them plummet down the table faster than you can say, welcome to Wrexham.
And there is another elephant in the room. A massive Welsh elephant. Kiefer Moore. The man is 33 years old. He has been in inspired form since August. He is the talisman. But he is 33. In the Championship, playing up front on his own or in a 2, taking elbows to the head every weekend. What happens if Kiefer Moore pulls a hamstring? What happens if he needs a rest? The report says an injury to the 33-year-old could leave Wrexham short of options in terms of an attacking focal point. That is the understatement of the century. It'd be a disaster. Do they have firepower? Yes. Is it the same kind of firepower? No. You can't just replace a target man like Moore with a speedy winger and expect the system to work the same way. The team is built to feed him. If Wrexham is serious about the top 6, and with the money they've spent they absolutely have to be, they need a plan B. They need another striker who can come in and do the dirty work. Maybe not a £10 million signing, but someone who can hold the ball up, win headers and bully defenders when Moore needs a breather. Relying on a 33-year-old to carry the entire attacking burden for 46 games is madness. It's gambling with the club's future. Ryan Reynolds might like a gamble, but this is Russian roulette.
Phil Parkinson has earned the trust. He has delivered 3 promotions. He has navigated the media circus. He has managed the Eagles. But this window is his biggest test yet. He needs to go to the board, to Ryan and Rob, and say, I need help. It's not about greed, it's about insurance. The owners have shown they are willing to spend. £10 million on Broadhead proves that. But spending big on one player is easy. Building a squad that can survive attrition is hard. The transfer targets for January are clear. Defensive cover on both flanks and a backup striker. It sounds boring, it's not sexy, it won't make headlines in Hollywood, but it wins leagues. If they get this right, the momentum continues. The fairy tale gets another chapter. If they ignore it, if they think they can make do with what they have, then we might be looking back at January as the moment the wheels fell off.
So, what is the bottom line here? Wrexham is in a position of power, but it's fragile. The recovery from the slow start was heroic. The current league position is fantastic, but the squad depth is a ticking bomb. It is absolutely bizarre that a club with this much ambition is relying on a 33-year-old striker and a converted winger at left-back to keep their Premier League dreams alive. It's brave, sure, but is it smart? The window is open, the money is there, the targets are identified. Ryan, Rob, Phil, don't bottle it now. You have climbed the mountain 3 times. You are halfway up the 4th and biggest peak. Don't let a lack of oxygen, a lack of squad depth, be the reason you fall. Go out there, sign the cover, protect your assets, guarantee the success for 2026 by making the hard, boring decisions in 2025. Because if you don't, the championship takes no prisoners, and the fall from grace will hurt a lot more than the climb. What would you do? Would you splash the cash again, or trust the squad that got you here? It's a multi-million-pound question. Tick-tock, the window is closing. Make your move.